Liverpool claimed the Carabao Cup against Chelsea at Wembley on Sunday evening, and the Reds made sure to celebrate the trophy as Jurgen Klopp attempts to round off his Anfield career in the best way. Liverpool have kicked off Jurgen Klopp's final season at the club in the best possible way by claiming yet another trophy. The Reds defeated Chelsea in Sunday's Carabao Cup final at Wembley, with Virgil van Dijk heading home the winning goal in extra time. The result was significant for the Merseyside club, given their mounting injury problems, and it ensures that Klopp will depart with at least one piece of silverware in hand. Gawang Patah has summarized it for you. Liverpool star Endo leaves Carabao Cup final on crutches in fresh injury blow. Liverpool suffered 2 more injuries during the Carabao Cup final, as despite playing the full 120 minutes against Chelsea, Endo joined teammate Ryan Gravenberch hobbling out of Wembley. Liverpool's injury crisis has worsened after Carabao Cup final star Endo was spotted leaving Wembley on crutches. Endo, 31, was instrumental to the Reds' 1-0 extra-time victory over Chelsea on Sunday, courtesy of a 118th-minute header from Virgil van Dijk. The Japanese midfielder and Van Dijk were by far Liverpool's most experienced players left on the pitch during the closing stages, as manager Jurgen Klopp only had youngsters to bring on due to the Reds suffering a raft of injuries in recent weeks. Endo is now expected to join Gravenberch on the sidelines, accompanied by Mohamed Salah, Alisson Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Darwin Núñez, Dominic Szoboszlai, Diogo Jota, Curtis Jones, Thiago Alcantara, Stefan Bajcetic, and Joel Matip. The severity of Liverpool's injury crisis led Klopp to hail Sunday's win as easily the most special trophy he's ever won. The Reds boss was full of praise for his young guns, but also had time to laud Endo, who Liverpool only opted from German side Stuttgart after missing out on both Romeo Lavia and Caicedo to Chelsea. Klopp has previously gone on record to say that the Reds were lucky to end up with the Japan international, who he believes has developed well over the course of his first season at Anfield and has plenty more to offer in the years to come. A good development, huh? Yeah, I said it a couple of times we were lucky, Klopp reiterated post-match. We bring him in and obviously Wataru. I'm pretty sure in 3 or 4 years Wataru will sign another long-term contract at Liverpool just because he might be 30 or 31 on his passport, but he's not. He's a machine. He is footballing-wise exceptional. His defensive brain is outstanding. He gives us a lot of freedom for a lot of things. Yeah, top development. Very helpful, very helpful. While the Liverpool manager is yet to comment on Endo's injury, Klopp did tell Sky Sports regarding Gravenberch, "I hope it's not that bad. They did an X-ray, so it's not broken, but the ligaments got something and that's how it is." Virgil van Dijk has the last laugh as Richard Keys slams decision, killing the game. Virgil van Dijk did not let VR get him down, heading home Liverpool's winner in the Carabao Cup final despite having an earlier goal chalked off against Chelsea. Richard Keys has blasted VAR for chalking off Virgil van Dijk's first header for Liverpool in their Carabao Cup final clash against Chelsea. The two met at Wembley with silverware on the line, and the Reds ran out 1-0 winners thanks to a Van Dijk header. Both sides spurned a number of glorious chances and both struck the upright of the goal, but the ball did actually end up in the back of the Blues' net twice, the first of which came on the hour mark. Van Dijk got the better of Ben Chilwell after an inviting free kick was whipped into the penalty area, and the Dutchman made no mistake, heading beyond Dord Petrovic between the sticks for Chelsea. He wheeled away in celebration while the Reds fans inside the stadium went wild, but all of it was to be cut short. Following a lengthy VR check, referee Chris Kavanagh disallowed the goal after Liverpool midfielder Endo was deemed to have been offside in the build-up while also interfering with play, having blocked the run of Levi Colwill. Klopp could barely believe his eyes and was seen sarcastically smiling from his technical area, while Van Dijk protested the call. Former Sky Sports regular and beIN Sports presenter Keys certainly made his feelings on the matter crystal clear. While covering the clash, he claimed, "I'm doing my best to retain some calm, but these guys are killing our game. They're killing the goose that lays the golden egg. It's gone too far, it really has gone too far. This 11 times out of 10 is a perfectly good goal." Keys co-host Andy Gray then interjected, insisting that he too is as flabbergasted as every other football fan. Gray also went on to offer a breakdown on what fans will be told as to why it was disallowed. The goal was ruled out because of Endo's intervention being deemed significant enough by the officials to rule that the Japan international was interfering with play. The VAR call did not cost Liverpool in the long run, as Chelsea failed to learn their lesson and allowed Van Dijk another free header in the last knockings of the clash. This time, with 3 minutes left on the clock of the extra time, the Reds' captain headed home from a corner to win the cup for Liverpool. Liverpool's £16 million masterstroke even clearer after beating Chelsea's £1 billion bottle jobs. The Reds had extensively monitored the two central midfielders who started for Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final, and also looked closely at a third in Romeo Lavia. There was a moment somewhere in between Caoimhin Kelleher's brilliant save from Cole Palmer and Raheem Sterling seeing his goal ruled out for offside against Nicholas Jackson that it looked as though it had started to dawn on Chelsea. Ryan Gravenberch had departed early during that period of the game too, and although Liverpool were full of the spirit and endeavour that we usually associate with them, this had begun to look like Chelsea's game to lose simply because of the options they had available. A perfect chance for some of the Blues' uncut gems to come to the fore was unfolding in front of their eyes, and the stage was set for players with huge reputations to make a tangible first step in what this whole Todd Boehly project is supposed to be. But they never had the heart possessed by Liverpool in Sunday's Carabao Cup final, a fact so clearly apparent through the displays of several of the Reds' youngsters, but summed up in the superb performances of their two oldest players. Make no mistake, this will be Virgil van Dijk's final. The defender's first trophy won as Liverpool captain was delivered via his head at the most dramatic moment. But so much is going to be said about Van Dijk elsewhere, and we're here to talk about Wataru Endo. The Japanese was the player Liverpool turned to after the high-profile pursuits of Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia, one of whom was in the Chelsea midfield here, and the other is on their books, failed. Just as last January's interest in the now Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernandez came to naught too. Such names, such price tags. How can a £16 million midfielder from Stuttgart, now 31 years old, hope to compete with them? Well, it turns out he doesn't just hope, he whirls into action in such a manner that hope doesn't come into it. While Fernandez and Caicedo are busy trying to work out the game, Endo nips in and makes the game happen elsewhere. Gary Neville's branding of Chelsea as blue £1 billion bottle jobs might well be the headline act of a final Liverpool will to become theirs. But the overall lesson might well be Todd Boehly learning that you can't buy what Endo has. A streetwise, unassuming nature that puts out fires before they start and keeps his side missing so many key components on the front foot. It hasn't always been plain sailing for Endo at Liverpool, and he took a little time to get used to Jurgen Klopp's style of play just as many more celebrated players did before him, but he is absolutely vital to what they go on to achieve now, something which makes the sight of him leaving Wembley in a protective boot all the more concerning. Buying him in the first place was a departure from what we expect from Liverpool in the transfer market, but maybe the experienced Endo was the one selfish gift Klopp allowed himself last summer, knowing that he wouldn't be around to work with him for much longer. He's been a superb signing, and a player who epitomized this victory for Liverpool's unlikely lads. Chelsea's much more heralded players couldn't deal with him. Inside Liverpool's dressing room celebrations as Virgil van Dijk sends cheeky message. Liverpool claimed the Carabao Cup against Chelsea at Wembley on Sunday evening, and the Reds made sure to celebrate the trophy as Jurgen Klopp attempts to round off his Anfield career in the best way. Liverpool have kicked off Jurgen Klopp's final season at the club in the best possible way by claiming yet another trophy. The Reds defeated Chelsea in Sunday's Carabao Cup final at Wembley, with Virgil van Dijk heading home the winning goal in extra time. The result was significant for the Merseyside club, given their mounting injury problems, and it ensures that Klopp will depart with at least one piece of silverware in hand. They could add more between now and the end of the season, but the celebrations continued both in Liverpool and at Wembley throughout the night. After celebrating on the pitch with supporters following their trophy lift, the squad headed into the dressing room. Dua Lipa's One Kiss was heard playing, as has become customary following Liverpool's successes since the 2019 Champions League final win against Tottenham. A number of stars joined in, including Bobby Clark, Harvey Elliott, Cody Gakpo, and Adrian. Winger Luis Diaz then walked into the dressing room with the trophy in hand and draped in a Colombian flag. It was a special moment for Diaz, who had dedicated the Reds' success to his parents after their kidnap ordeal last year. He said, "I dedicate this title to my mom and dad for everything they have been through. It makes it so much more special to be able to win this title. It means a lot to be able to celebrate with my family." He then fully joined in with the dancing and handed the trophy to Adrian, Liverpool's Spanish goalkeeper making sure he got fully involved. One other star that was then welcomed into the dancing was match winner Van Dijk. The Dutchman was initially wearing a coat before he removed it and threw it to the side to play a key role in his side celebrations. Speaking after lifting his first trophy as Reds captain, he said, "You should always savor the good moments, and this is definitely one of them. We will never take these things for granted. We are very, very blessed, and you see today as well that it could have been the other way. We could have lost. But we didn't. We did the job, even with all the problems that we had before the game and during the game. And yeah, I am so proud. I'm always proud to be part of this club, but especially proud of the boys. They all played their part, so it's all credit to the team." He also made sure to pay special tribute to Klopp, who he celebrated alongside when lifting the trophy. Van Dijk added, "I wanted him to be next to me, and I'm happy that he agreed. It's a proud moment, a special moment, and something I will cherish forever." Meanwhile, Klopp, who had been wearing a Carabao Cup winner's t-shirt instead of his regular attire, suggested that his latest success was his most special. Speaking after the game, he said, "In my 20 years, this is easily the most special trophy. I couldn't care less about my legacy. I was not here to create one. This was so special." Van Dijk's dancing was not his only dressing room contribution. A video of the defender shows him saying, "Thought I was finished," before firing a telling look to the camera. While Van Dijk led Liverpool celebrations, particularly after his winning goal, there were some worrying scenes regarding his club and international teammate Ryan Gravenberch. The midfielder was stretchered off during the first half at Wembley following a particularly heavy challenge from Moises Caicedo. He tried to join in as much as he could, but was limited by the fact he had a supportive boot on and crutches in hand. Gravenberch looked certain to miss Wednesday's FA Cup clash with Southampton as the Reds attempt to earn yet more trophy celebrations.